Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Troy Total War Saga has released today, and we are going to get right into a brand new campaign. So, from the available, starting factions, we of course have Achilles, Agamemnon, we have Odysseus, we have Menelaus, and then for the Trojans, we have Hector, Paris, Aeneas, and Sarpedon. I am definitely going to be butchering names left, right, and center, so you're just going to have to bear with me on that, but I will hopefully get most of them. For all of these, so of course, each of these have their own different play style. I mean, Achilles is very militaristic. Agamemnon, which is more of a diplomatic route. You have Odysseus, which is the more of the, the spying and reconnaissance faction, very good with the coastal cities. And then you have Menelaus, the king of Sparta, who we are going to be going with today.
I stand unbowed.
We're going to be going with Menelaus. If you just go take a quick look at his faction. So we have the Call to Arms feature where having a defensive or military ally allows you to recruit units from their rosters. So that means that Menelaus is not limited to Sparta's unit roster, so we can have stuff with, Agamemnon's troops, we can have Odysseus's troops, all that kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to be allying with any of the Trojans, but we could potentially even get theirs. We have Call to Arms. Units can be recruited regardless of where your army is, so that is very good because we don't have to worry about being in friendly territory or anything like that. Call to Arms takes more time, more turns to be recruited, so that's the cost to being able to recruit anywhere. So we have Spartan colonies. We can instantly colonize a raised settlement within line of sight without sending an army. So that's just going to mean we can expand quite a bit faster. I know that those costs increase the farther away you are. So yeah, far away raised settlements are more expensive to colonize. So for the troops that we are able to be having, so Menelaus' roster combines devastating heavy armored infantry with effective slingers used for preemptive strikes, which is very much Sparta's style. So for heroes, we do not have access to the archer, skirmisher, and trickster, but we will have the defender, we will have the fighter, and the warlord. For our unique faction units, we have the light spear runners, so a spear and shield infantry, a weight class is light, so we are shielded and we can switch weapons, armor piercing, and swift-footed. So they also have bonus versus axemen, swordsman, and bonus versus large, armor piercing missile damage, and they are shielded, so they block 45%. Now we also have axe champions, which is a heavy class, charger, excellent armor piercing damage, of course armor piercing, just that's very melee centric. Do have a couple ranged unit, so throwing axes, so just a couple ammunition for that, and then the heroic axe warrior is just a better unit, which is bonus versus spearmen and swordsman, and very nice shielded, blocks 75%, and armor piercing. So for the hero, glorious Menelaus, king of Sparta, was the younger sibling of Agamemnon of Mycenae, and husband to Helen. When Paris seduced his wife and fled with her to Troy, Menelaus joined his brother's alliance and crossed the Aegean Sea, consumed by revenge. Although his best days on the battlefield were already behind him, and at the start of the Trojan War, the mighty warrior still inspired awe and fear. He favored power over cunning in the manner of his peerless Spartan warriors, clad in heavy armor and wielding a great spear. According to the Iliad, he overpowered Paris himself in single combat, only to be denied his bloody revenge when the goddess Aphrodite intervened in the Trojan prince's favor. But the formidable commander was not without mercy. To him, violence was but a means to an end, and once one he gladly set aside when a better path presented itself. So he will have the son of Atreus and Erope. +2 to motivation of new hero recruits, and +4 to influence in his region. So we will be starting this on hard difficulty and hard battle difficulty. So we have easy, normal, hard, veteran, and legendary. Very similar to the other Total War difficulties. And then we have easy, normal, hard, and veteran for the battle difficulties. So we'll be doing hard for both. And so we will be doing this battle. So we have to take a quick look at the victory conditions as well before we get things underway. So defeat your first antagonist faction. For this is a Total War victory. Occupy, raise 100 different settlements. Control the 3 settlements either by direct ownership or through vassals and military alliance. So Troy, Messenia, and Knossos. And so for the Homeric victory, pretty much kind of somewhat similar to those lines, but we complete all the steps to the heroic epic mission chain. So there's 12 of those. Make sure the following factions are destroyed. So all of the Trojan factions, so Hector of Troy, Paris of Troy, and Troy itself. Capture Helen and hold Troy and Knossos. So that is what we will be doing for this. This is going to be in addition to all of my Warhammer content. We will try and just kind of mix these in without sacrificing any of the replays that you are normally seeing from my channel, but otherwise, yeah, we're just going to give this a little shot because there isn't any multiplayer yet. That's not going to be coming until November. So we'll just be doing some campaign. Of course, we're going to start with Menelaus, and then we'll just, kind of see if we want to do any more factions as we go. So let's get right into it.
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices? He's taken her! He's taken my wife!
You've risked the safety of Troy.
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you. Brother, I can fight. Go, seek shelter. There'll be plenty of fighting ahead.
Helen's flight was a grave wound to Achaean pride. King Menelaus will have his revenge. And his brother will have his war with Troy, just as the gods intended.
Seething with hatred, King Menelaus of Sparta, Helen's true husband, plots his revenge against treacherous Paris. Paris definitely having some resemblances to some film editions.
Spear-famed Menelaus, brazen Prince Paris of Troy, has dared to steal your wife. Paris of Troy must pay! Gold-rich Mycenae, ruled by your brother Agamemnon, will support your cause.
Troy thinks to slight me, but they will pay the price.
As well as exacting vengeance upon Troy, other matters demand your attention. Open rebellion has devastated the region of Etis, where a pretender is trying to take power for himself. South of Etis, mighty Tiryns holds Kythera Island, blocking your access to the treasures of Crete, which are beyond imagination. Consolidate your power at home. Urge Helen's suitors to honor the oath of Tyndareus in your defense, and wage war on the perfidious Trojan princeling.
All right. So already the map is looking gorgeous. So how they play Sparta, Spartan colonies, of course. The people of Sparta are known for their intrepidity and ingenuity. Thus, Menelaus can colonize a raised settlement instantly without having to send an army there. As a result, colonization of remote settlements is more expensive. Called arms, of course, we have many are willing to honor the oath to support Helen's husband in case anything happens to his wife. Because of that, Menelaus can recruit units from rosters available to his defensive or military allies. So, all of that. So our first objective is defeat an army belonging to the Spartan noble pretenders, that rebellious faction that we noticed into our southeast. Treacherous Spartan pretenders have advanced with their forces, which now threaten your lands and the livelihood of your people. March out with your army and defeat them in battle. Armies are used to defend home cities and to attack enemy cities and armies. Armies can be selected by left-clicking, all of that good stuff that this is, of course, a total war. But yeah, so apparently for our resources, of course, we have food and we have bronze. So we are just kind of jumping straight into this. I have not taken too close a look at what else we have, or what the campaign mechanics or all the different functions really are. So this is going to be a pretty new experience. Played quite a few other Total War titles, but this does look to be a little different. I have not played Three Kingdoms, which is this is what the engine, or I guess it's the Warhammer 2 engine, but using Three Kingdoms resources as well. So yeah, we have just a few other, all these settings. So yeah, we have gold, bronze, stone, wood, and food. So we have no change on gold, but we also don't have any upkeep. Bronze, so bronze, there is some upkeep for units. Units is costing 20. For stone, we have no upkeep, or wood, but we also have upkeep for food, which is characters and units. So at least for now, there isn't anything for gold, which is usually how upkeep has been in the past. So objectives, of course, this is the objectives we saw earlier. We have our royal decrees, which is going to be quite a bit more, so toggle overlays. But yeah, so our lovely royal decrees. So this is pretty much our research tree. What we can get, so we can get gold, recruitment cost, plus 10 growth. Growth is always a very good one to start with. We also have, so we have food. So food and growth is not the same thing. It's a little different. Stone production, we have wood production, and this is bronze production over here. I think growth is going to be a good one to start with. And then, I mean, gold is also going to be probably fairly useful, but we're going to start with growth. That's always generally good to get our settlements up and running. So if we take a look at Sparta itself, so it looks like we have 2 settlements to start with. We have the armies over here, so it looks like, so we have 6 troops. That is what that icon is up there. This is Menelaus. This is our rival faction, who are the Spartan noble pretenders. We will probably just, let's see, because it can, well, I guess we can see they have slingers, but we are starting with Menelaus. Of course, we have the Laconian militia, 2 of those, light spear runners, Laconian axemen, and Achaean slingers. So nothing, well, I mean, the Laconian axemen might be good. 45 armor. But, yeah. Doesn't look like too many very elite troops to start with. Already you can see that is nice dark setting as night falls on the surroundings. So let's see, we have 1 building available to upgrade. So we have, let's see here. We probably want to be going with some growth. So that's probably going to be in resources. Yeah, so we have stone, high influence bonus, plus 25 stone per turn. But we'll say, so we have, so this is stone, plus -1 construction time, -4 influence, +5 to all resources, but -1 happiness. So let's see, what we should have our happiness around here. And so this one, so each of these, it's not just a strict gold cost. We have, so this costs 360 wood, 480, 70. This actually costs a bit of stone as well, which we don't have enough of. Well, we don't have enough wood or stone. And that's just, so this is all stone, is what we get, and minus 70 growth, which is quite a bit. Let's see, happiness, favor of Zeus, and +1 recruitment ranked, +1 to local recruitment capacity. This is going to be interesting. And this, okay, so we already have the boat. We will, I'm assuming this is only goes up to 3, so we're probably going to want 100 experience, campaign movement range. We'll be able to get, let's see, so we have the Laconian Hillmen and the Axemen from this, so we have archers on that side. Otherwise, most of these is going to be, so we already have the muster field in that facility, which gives us access to spearmen and Laconian Axemen, which, that's just regular Axemen. Renowned Laconian swordsmen, armored chargers, and armored spearmen. And then we have the renowned slingers, the reinforced chariots, which would be actually very good to have. Get some nice chariot units. And this is just a nice garrison, which I don't know if we'll necessarily need that. So this is special military resources. So yeah, this one's just all stone. And if we go to this one, we have temple as well, which allows us to build a temple to the various gods, which will then give us a priestess. So if there's Zeus, Ares, Apollo, Athena, Poseidon, and Aphrodite. Of course, there's those, and then of course the special units again. So we do have the Menelaus Sworn Fighters. This is which would be a unique building chain. It just doesn't have its own thing. And so we also have a mud brick houses, which gives us, so there's our growth. Our growth is in the administration. So that's only in the major settlements. So yeah, we have, of course, the plus, so we have food, wood, we just have happiness. So this is a lot more, I guess this is a bit more, I would say, comparable to Rome's building structure. Rome and Attila, I'd say this is more similar to, then I guess, because I don't really know how, we could colonize Etis, so let's see here. We probably don't want to do that just yet, because we're going to want to take out these guys here before we even bother with Etis. Does it even say how much? So 300, 500, and 100. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think we're just gonna might as well just start off into a battle first. Test out the structure there. So it looks like we have a very favorable balance of power. And we're definitely going to fight it, because this is the first battle of the new game. So we will give it our best bet. So yeah, one ranged unit. And of course we're back into the weather conditions, which Warhammer does not have. But yeah, dry, might as well just give that one our starting. Loving the map so far. They're starting very much on a beneficial position. We have Menelaus. And so yeah, we have, actually, yeah, light spear runners are ranged as well. I guess we'll just pretty much have our axemen supporting Menelaus, flanked by the militia, and then have our slingers and light spear runners, who really should be, because they're hidden where they are. So they generally have hidden. So that'll be interesting. Okay, so that's still there. Oh, and I like that. That is definitely an improvement. So two-handed for the light spear runners. Of course, they can shoot while moving. They have 4 ammunition. A little bit to start with. But yeah, they don't have Vanguard. I mean, might as well just pretty basic starting formation. Just move things up. Hey, as for the other one, we have a defender. So, okay, so he is a defender. He's an epic hero. We have skirmishers, javelins. This Laconian militia, same as our troops there. Light swordsmen, spearmen, and slingers. So the same. So we have the Archaean slingers versus just the basic slingers. We are moving forward, so it does not look like it. Well, I didn't lock the formation, I suppose. But yeah, it looks like the AI have pretty much decided they will not be advancing on us. We will have to assault their position up on the hill. We are the attackers after all. So heroes gain rage when fighting. Each battle ability requires an amount of rage to be used. It looks like we don't have any abilities right now to use. So yeah, we'll go on the far side of this wall.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
So yeah, so that's pretty much the ranged for essentially a stock ability. Okay, so yeah, we have so they just use up their ammo. So they can't directly target for range, they just automatically choose. So yeah, you guys go there, and we'll have you guys support the rest. So yeah, we have the slingers are going. I think it's probably best to shoot into the militia, and you guys can move in, because you guys have firewalls moving, so it won't matter exactly. So we have their hero going for our Laconian militia. And we want our militia to not. So it looks like they must have some sort of ability. So the ward's call forces target to attack the target. That's okay, because we can still get our... So, okay, so these guys are routing soon, but we will get a nice rear charge into these guys. And you guys should now be... No, you still have the War God's Call, so we can't... So it's essentially a rampage ability. We can't do anything about that. Have you guys fire straight into those spearmen. You guys should hopefully be coming back fairly soon. As we get our nice... look at the fighting here. We are going to have to adjust a few things, but so yeah, I mean, he has so he does have the War God's Call, so we can then say, hey, we need you to target a certain, and now you guys can now go against the skirmishers, and you guys can chase into them, fire. So these guys have shattered, and now our skirmishers, so they can flank the War God's Call. So they're supposed to be attacking a certain target. So they have that rampage ability. You guys go in there. You guys go for the spearmen. We're going to have the axemen turn fire. So we're chasing off the light spearmen. Skirmishers are getting chased off by our militia, and now we have Menelaus. We can actually probably just have him engage Arcus here. Yeah, we actually probably should, because we have our slingers who he is chasing. So they're running. Broken. Yeah, and of course these guys are shattered. So we can actually probably have these guys go for the slingers now. As you have not... Have you guys continue to run back. Our main engagement should be... our axemen should be able to win that engagement. The skirmishers are continuing to kite us away, but we are chasing with our light spear runners against their slingers. So we have used our ammunition on our skirmisher units. So now Menelaus is engaged with Arcus, and apparently is losing pretty heftily. Alright, here, fire into the spearmen now, because you're free to engage. And slingers are faster than we are. But we have engaged the skirmishers on the far flank. So they're running. So let's actually have our Laconian militia engage them, but have our axemen assist Menelaus. And if we take a look at the rest of our engagements, apparently our militia are losing to the skirmishers. But at least our other militia is keeping them busy as we look into our other fight, as Arcus is now losing resoundedly. We can have our slingers now go assist our other units. So we have 20 seconds until we can have the War Gods call again. Continue to get on there. So yeah, Arcus should be going down pretty easily. We can have our slingers fire in. So yeah, those the militia in the back are taking a fair amount of damage. Arcus, yeah, should be falling any second. And now, yeah, the slingers are routing. And that is going to be it. Now, it definitely looks like we can't really chase down these slingers too well, so we'll just continue firing in while we can. And so yeah, we can just fast forward things until they're out of range. It looks like we are actually able to catch them. So, okay, oh, because that's why. So our slingers are faster than their slingers, well, at least the Archaean slingers. So that might be. So if you take a look at the stats, we have speed 40 something, and then these guys are like 34, 32. So that's a bit. They have a bit more dynamic reading, at least on the unit cards. So before, at least in Total War, you wouldn't see that detriment depending on if they were tired. You just have to. It'd be like a hidden stat. You wouldn't see those debuffs unless it had an active debuff on them. But now you can see what they are exactly at, depending on if they are tired, exhausted, or whatever. But yeah, we're not going to be catching them, so we can just end the battle there. So a close victory, but a victory nonetheless. Apparently we can rematch it. Not really sure what that. But yeah, our lovely spearmen doing very good work. So, close victory. Only 2 units remain. So we can get units replenishment by 12. We can get our morale for 2 turns. Or treasury. So we have, 12%. That's actually fairly decent, but we are still going to be in our... Well, we're going to move back to our lands. So we're going to get a nice little treasury buff.
Very good.
It's just fine because there's no... And so we got our... Defeat our enemy. Muster the troops. So maintain 12 units in total is our next one. Close victory. And we have killed. And apparently... Okay, so they didn't actually have any settlements. So this is a let's see. So yeah, we have the Tyrians. So we will move back into our lands and we will be recruiting. So we have... Okay, so we have axemen, just spearmen, or lights. Okay, our light spear runners were the ones that did really, really well. So cult arms we don't really want to be. So they have the militia is the Messenia, axemen, spearmen, and young spears. So we'll just go with because we don't have any direct spearmen units. We have an axeman. Does it say how much? Okay, so we have 3. So let's get a spearman. Let's get 2 spearmen and an axeman. I'll get a nice little, and so that'll be it for. So we have our nice little buff. So we can get Dread of Ares or Assault and Battery. Either one. So this gives us a new skill, Dread of Ares ability, which targets a single enemy unit, minus 15 morale and minus 15 stamina. Or Assault and Battery is you get a buff to yourself, plus 2.5 to hero's hit points, and plus 60% armor piercing damage, which is fairly good. And I think the Dread of Ares just isn't really worth it because we can get missile vulnerability also, though. So that adds to... Okay, so it's a specialization, melee attack. So it would also debuff melee attack, or it would debuff missile resistance, which we would go melee attack for Sparta, but otherwise we can go for assault and battery cost. Rage cost 2 per second, so it's normally 5. That was that bar from earlier on, or we get a buff to 100%, so double the armor piercing. Now, the debuff to melee attack might be worth it with a minus 15 morale. That's pretty good. Yeah, the specialization is what I am looking at. Because just the armor piercing specifically to Menelaus, but a debuff overall. I mean, you could route a nice unit, a nice debuff to minus 25% melee attack. So, like, for example, if that was on Menelaus himself, it was 58. I mean, that'd be a nice sizable debuff. I suppose, I mean, that could be anywhere from, like, only a handful to 5 or to, like, 10 plus. Let's go with a debuff. Let's go with a debuff. So, and then, yeah, so then we'll go for our next building. And, yeah, we won't go for administration. So how much... Let's see if we're able to build something in both. I don't think... Yeah, we don't need the Bastion. We can't really build anything else there. The administration would be the only other thing that we could build another thing in. We already have plus 20 growth. So population surplus will be in 2. Happiness is low. So if we look at our happiness, we are down minus 5 to taxes, and minus 2 to difficulty level is our modifier for that. So, I mean, it might as well just go for a little, at least for now, we'll go for a nice little bit of happiness. So we can slow that down. I don't know if there's additional debuffs or buffs depending on happiness level, but we'll go for vineyards for now, and then for... So we already have that, so we will probably, I think we're going to go for the Pretoria, so we can go Watchtower and Watchtower patrols. I mean, that's experience, campaign range in this province. Again, that'll only give us Axemen and Hillmen. I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth it, but we can't do any resources. We can't get stone, which is that one of the things that is specific. So, okay, so yeah, they have the stone quarry settlement. So actually we might want to go for stone instead. So high influence, because that's 700. Here, let's... I think we should go for, because right now we're at 28. So we'll go for stone minus 10, or do we want to do plus 28 stone? That's 20 high influence. Construction, okay, so I don't think that's worth it. Happiness minus 1, I don't think we really want to do that. And that's just a crap ton of stone, but minus 70 growth, and we're only at 75 growth. So, yeah, we'll definitely go with the stone minus 10s. And so at this point, there's probably not really a whole lot that we can build. Yeah, there's nothing that we can actually build. So, yeah, that'll be it for our first turn, I think. End turn, current turn number, mission. Of course, we know the mission, known factions, provinces, heroes and agents, which we don't have anything, just Menelaus. Events, which we just went over. So yeah, that should be everything for our first turn. And yeah, go on to the next. All right, so for our second turn, we have recruited some nice, good units. Menelaus still is, I mean, at this point, okay, so now if we take a look at this, we can colonize. Now might be a good idea to colonize that, just because if we look at our, see if we go to diplomacy, where is that? Oh, there's diplomacy. Alright, so we checked diplomacy and see who we're at war with. So we are at war with... Is that to the north? No, that should be at war. Okay, yeah, we are at war with these guys down here. We could take over that open area in... That might be a good idea to do, because then that opens up. So then we can just go straight on. Well, let's see here. If we colonize this, let's see. We have 500. We have plenty of wood. Yeah, let's do this. So then we can get this, and we don't have enough wood to actually construct anything. So we'll have to wait. But we can move now into our territory. And then we can recruit some more units. Because right now, if we take a look at our upkeep, still doing pretty good. It should say mount next turn 34, change next turn 14. So pretty much the upkeep is now into the food. Another slinger actually wouldn't be necessarily bad. Get one more slinger. We have our spear runners. Another spear would be good, and maybe just go for another slinger. Might be a little heavy on the spears or the slingers. Okay, so it does say food. So upkeep costs. Okay. So actually the spear been higher upkeep, lower initial cost. We look at armor, shielded. Let's go with Axeman. Alright, so that gives us a nice little boost to what we've got. And then we'll just be able to push right on into Cythera. And that should be, say, notifications. Construction available. Construction available here. And pretty the only thing that we could really build, though, is that we're definitely not going to do in the main building. And so that should be everything we need there. Okay, so we are down a little bit in, Rebellion 24 turns. Shouldn't be a problem, because if we upgrade this, that's happiness +2. Currently it's at 1, so upgrading, the main city is going to upgrade that. And let's see what we get for our top garrison. Armored Chargers, Spearman, Warmonger, Axe Champion, Renowned Armored Slinger, Renowned Bowman, Renowned Slingers. I mean, that's not really that great of a garrison. It really isn't. And if we built the Bastion, the garrisons really aren't that amazing. So, we'll just end that turn. That turns are very quick. I think they carried over that update they did to Warhammer for the end turn speed. So we close out. So yeah, muster the troops. So we did get our 12. So we got a nice bonus to food and bronze. And now it's just construct any building, and then upgrade in a settlement building. Gives us some more lovely good stuff. And maintain control of one province, which we will be doing very soon, as our only faction we are at war with. So yeah, we have good relations with all of them, which is a good point, which we didn't do the first 2 turns, is we didn't do anything for our... So this is actually one of our targets. For the victory condition is Kenosis. Pythia is way up there. So we already have defensive and just defensive. Okay, so we're not actually military allies with them, we're just defensive allies. Military access is Pylos. We have non-aggression pacts with Argos, Ithaca. Okay. The Archaeans, so these are all our factions. So we're at war with these guys. We got non-aggression pact and military access to these guys. Now, can we do... Okay, so negotiate.
I am happy to negotiate.
And defensive allies. So these all cost... now, where does it show what we've currently got? Reliability, strength rating, so we are 2 already. So military alliance costs us 4. Confederation costs us 90, or I guess gives us 14. Otherwise, better agreement, single barter, trade regions. Oh, so they do allow us to trade regions. Interesting. Break none, break military, join war, and war. So they don't have a trade, though we might just not be able to get trade. Though I don't actually see a trade. Oh, trade partner. Okay, so let's exit. Okay, I do not see where it says what our influence is. Provinces, known factions. All right, let's go back into Call to Arms, colonies, and okay, so let's get back to diplomacy. Let's go with, see if we can't get a. Oops.
I know that wars can also be won off the
Agree, ultimatum, confederation, military alliance, barter, single barter, offer a one-time exchange of resources, green, barter agreement, offer an exchange of resources for a fixed amount of number of turns. Okay, so this is going to be a much more interesting style. They don't have a traditional just trade agreement by the looks of it, but yeah, that'll be all right. We'll break vassalage. We're not a vassal. Oh, I guess you can tell them to break vassal. All right, well, we'll figure this out. Now we are okay, so we are here. So I might as well just secure the bottom province. Then that's a pretty secure location there. And we can either push into the archipelago of the islands, or we can push up along the coast. But yes, we are going to push. I kind of want. Alright, we are going to go into town and then replenish as much as we can. So we are at change next turn is 1100. So we still have quite a bit of leeway in that department. So we can recruit some more units, which is always nice to do. Get some. Okay, now we'll get and some more spearmen. So that's 4 spearmen. We have 3 axemen. Light spear runners was just a ranged spear unit. The militia, I mean, they're really not that good. Yeah, if you compare them, not a whole lot of morale. Comparable armor, surprisingly, but I guess they're fairly they're closer than you'd think. But for the with the same upkeep, the axeman's way better. And yeah, let's go for another axeman. So that should, yeah, we're a little low on that, but we should now be able to upgrade to the farming village, and we don't have enough for the boat stands, though we should have enough for next turn. And we're not going to bother with any, though I guess, favor of Zeus. And there, Zeus, recruitment time, and happiness. Locks the foreign encampment building chain. So yeah, you have to choose one or the other. We don't have any extra gold though. If we do that, there should be a place where we could see more information regarding divine will. Let's take a look at what this is. So we have, since you worshipped, start a scripted tour. So you have 2 main religions, religious rituals you can use to interact with the gods, Hecatomb and prayer. The Hecatomb grants you favor with a god. To execute it, first click on a god, portrait or symbol, and then click on the Hecatomb button. Hecatomb. Currently the button is enacted because the hecatomb is either being prepared or you have insufficient funds. Prayer grants you effects that are unique to each god and improve with the cult level. To execute it, first click on the god. Alright, and then click on the prayer button. Insufficient funds. So yeah, you need favor. Oh yeah, celebrated, neglected, respected. Alright. That gives +5 to deal evaluations and all diplomatic agreements. I'm gonna need to look a little bit more into this, but I think this should be good for this turn. There's not really... you can build things. But, yeah, as I said, don't really think that we're going to do that. I mean, I suppose you could go with Favor Zeus, start getting that going. Because you can't build that in the minor settlements. Otherwise, you'd have administration, which give, like, happiness, capacity for spies. That's decent. Wood, construction cost, more food, recruitment cost, and just a bunch of growth, which we already have that one. So maybe we'll go with Zeus. Locks the foreign encampment, because yeah, that's just 3 recruitment rank. And yeah, let's just get Zeus going, because then we can just get that happiness as well through that. And that should be good. So issue a royal decree. Nice little food and wood. Construct buildings. Upgrade. And we've got that as well. And cult level up. Our temples and rituals have pleased the gods. The omens show their favor. So yes, if you go now back to the divine will, now we have Zeus. So what we could do is actually we can click on this and we can actually do the ritual cost, which is 500 food. And it'll give us 20% melee attack to club units and 50% missile damage to javelin units, which we have neither. So why would we bother? So now, see how there's little icons, upgrade stuff there, but we need the boat stands. That is the important one. Though they do have the altars in these. I must have just missed that. So you can do these special ones for an encampment or the altar. So we probably won't. Well, that was unfortunate, but oh well. And again, we can get food, marble. So this is. So if we look. So research building related to food can be built here. Research buildings related to stone, which we've already built. So if we have enough to get food, so plus 5% to all research this province, we don't really want that one. 90 food, plus 20 growth, minus 4 influence, which again, if we can go to this province. Okay, so if we look at happiness, arcane, so the influence, that's what we want to see. So the depends on what happiness this bonus. This provides no happiness related bonuses or penalties. Okay, so you do actually get benefits the happier you get, which is what we'll definitely be wanting. So might as well just get a bunch of food and high influence bonus as well. Lovely. And now we push into our final. See if he's there. So I don't see an army. We are still getting replenishment. We can't recruit anymore. Start a single turn with 20 in a single army, so full stack. We are just going to attack. So these DDs grant you blessings in battle. Again, yeah, we're just going to fight it. So we'll show off the battle a little bit more. So this is a settlement battle, so yeah, this is going to be a little different. It's not like the settlement battles in Warhammer, where it's just an open field, but it's also still not like the settlements that you would have seen in some of the older franchises, such as Attila and Rome 2. Those would, even though it's a small settlement, you would still fight it in like a town because there's still choke points and stuff like that. So you have the choke points, but there's nothing, you can't deploy behind the settlement, which you could still do in the older ones. So that's a little unfortunate, but okay, toggle that. Huh. All right. All right. We'll just line up the spears. Okay. Ha, love the helmets. Alright, so yeah, we got the spears for the front line, and then we'll have the axes on the flanks. Oh, could we also just have some units probably cross in here? So we'll do a little split formation. We'll have some spears over here. We'll have them flanked by 2 of the axes. And we'll have the other 2 spears here. Those are the same spears. And have them flanked by these guys. Have a couple of spears here. Our slingers there. And I guess doesn't really matter where our militia goes, so we'll just put them here and have Menelaus right there, so we can at least go either side depending on what is needed. And that's all we need. I'd like to hide that additional stats, but we'll figure that out for the next one. Alright, so it looks like, I mean, this is going to be a very straightforward, I mean, the balance power isn't, I mean, ridiculously in our favor, but it is very much so. So yeah, spearmen, slingers, we have our militia, club and shield, and more skirmishers. Probably just get you guys up farther. Get that top position. And have our spears go there. You guys there. Take the okay, so this might be where it is. Unit tooltip. There it is. So now nope, that wasn't it. Well, that's alright. Well, we'll just figure that out later. Alright, so we have pretty much engaged this flank. That'll be broken down pretty easily, though actually probably would be good to have you guys just wait back here because you can get some shots in. I think, yeah, it's best to probably just push up these guys. Alright, so they are now routing, so we can push in. I'll have the spears chase them, have the axes now push in from the other side. You guys can kind of move up.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Move up. Okay. Yeah, I'll just push in. Get those spears to push past them. Now we have the War God's Call on... Can't actually do it on him, but we can do it on you. We've broken them. Get a nice rear charge off on that. Move you guys up. Banner description. Is that it? There we go. That's what I needed to hide. So he is... Why am I... Okay, because it was actually selecting that. So the range on this... What is the range? Effect range is... Okay, so 30 meters. Okay.
Your hero is under attack.
So they're running. They're running. We can have you guys just pretty much... Alright, so we have just one unit of skirmishers, but it looks like army losses is going to be kicking in. And that's going to be our game. Quick, easy. Nothing too fancy. Only 81 losses. Very good match. Alright, so now with the loot, conquest penalty, minus 20. I don't want to do... Yeah, that's... I mean, otherwise we could sack it and then take it. Since this will secure our province, we're just going to occupy it. And so that we finished off them. Weapon gained, so a nice plus 10% range to javelin units. We don't have any yet. And we have our province. So it doesn't look like we finished off the faction, because they are still... Where are they? Oh, they are actually to the north. Oh. Well, that was a little concerning. So they are also... Where are they? Oh, they're up here. So this is where the capital is. So they're still a ways from us. I'm surprised they kind of had those separate, but I guess that's just kind of the universal enemy for all these starting factions. And then, yeah, so that's their faction capital, and then the other ones is Sinie and Troyzen. These two right here. That's their faction capital. That is not theirs. That's Messinier, of course, which has Corinth and Stymphalos, which is controlled by the Corinthians, of course. So now we have control of the province, so we'll see if we have... We do have a commandment. And let's see what we got. So we have plus 5% to all resources, minus 10 to enemy agent actions, minus 15 to action cost for all agents, and plus 2 to recruit rank for agents. That probably don't need that. Happiness. Our happiness is doing... At least, well, right now it's not. Minus 10 and minus 8, but that'll go away. And it'll eventually go back the other way. Though we could mitigate that, I guess. And plus 10 to growth, which is always nice to have. Especially for starting off. So we might go for that anyways for the growth alone. Minus 10% to recruitment cost of all army units. And minus 10 to construction cost. So we either going to do construction or growth and happiness. I think we're going to do growth and happiness. Because we obviously get buffs. Or we get benefits or... demerits for being happy or unhappy for the populace. So we're going to want to switch that up. So let's see what we're at. We are still at 1,000, so we might as well recruit some more units. Get a nice full stack going, and then we'll just move north. Though, if we look down here, we have Kisamos, which controls probably a lot of land for the most part. We do have this. We could take Melos, which we do actually have enough for. That would put us right next to Key. So there's Ios. This could be very interesting if we take this, because it is a fact or a province capital, which is, I mean, that could be very juicy. Not a whole lot to these though. Let's see, because we already have this in the faction capital, so we don't need that one. Get rid of that. Let's see, what do you have for your... So yours is forest. So you can get some nice wood benefit. But in the meantime, we are going to recruit some more stuff. Shielded clubmen, though, aren't exactly too bad. Or we can get... There's just regular skirmishers. A javelin infantry unit. We'll stick with our units for now. Pretty much just going to be spears and axemen, I think is going to be. I think it would do one more slinger. And then 5. And do I do a third militia? Just... their upkeep. Yeah, it's their upfront cost. And then... Yeah, well... Yeah, their upkeep is the same as these two units. We just do 6 and then have 2. And so we have a nice spearman front line. Spearmen are bonus versus axemen, bonus versus swordsman, bonus versus large. Where the axe, yeah, we'll definitely go with spearman. One more spearman, so will put us up to 18. It'll be very nice. Benefits, we're at 17 right now, 1,700 for food, with another 1,000 coming in. Though it'll be more like 700. That's still good. So let's see what else we got. So we have minus 12% construction cost of all production buildings. I think we kind of want to get gold going, because right now if we exit, we only have 15 and we have nothing coming in. So getting that gold will be nice. And now for upgrades, we shouldn't have even built this. That's how that ended up being, but that's all right. We are currently... Okay, so we actually can get this. So maybe we want to just hold off, because this will cost a lot, because we have enough to upgrade. Okay, so your population is only 1, so we actually need 2. But it's 2 turns, and it's cost 1,000 wood. So we're going to wait a turn. And yeah, let's end turn. So we are getting to the hour mark. So I think, yeah, we'll just finish off this round, or this turn here, and then we'll have to call it. It'll be not a whole lot of turns getting through this first time. We had a little bit longer intro, but we'll definitely be getting more into it with the subsequent videos. Thirst for Conquest, making Control 1, so we did get that. Lovely. Royal Commandment, we did do that. And upgraded a settlement building to its maximum level, and we get an elite unit available in the special recruitment pool. So that's interesting. So that's how you get the elite units. So if we go down to our lovely... So here's his shield and his weapons. You can see his XP here. His movement range. Where is... Okay, so the XP is just there. 800 out of 1,000. I mean, these guys all like us. I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, we'll think of where we're going to be going next. But yeah, this is going to put us at the hour mark. So we'll wrap it up here, and then we will resume this pretty soon. I'm probably going to be mixing these in with the rest of the videos that I put out for Warhammer. So it'll probably be double features then for whenever these videos for Troy come out, and still stick with the one a day for Warhammer. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our first foray into Troy. We didn't get into any very large battles or anything like that. We're just getting things started off. But I do like the design so far. Seems pretty good. Reminds me, the setting reminds me of Rome, but the gameplay is quite a bit different. So, yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot more of this. So, yeah, again, I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good one.